I'm very honored to stand before this group today on this idea, this proposal to actually return monies to Californians. And next month, I will have spent 45 years working around the legislature. In my 45 years, it does raise the question of when does it make sense for the state of California to undertake the extra work to actually return a check to people? And I think we are in that moment. This is a very, very timely issue. If it made sense to return the gas tax because there was so much revenues in the state, we now confront the challenge of inflation, the worst February in 40 years of rising costs. We face the instability of the global economy with the war with Russia. We don't know what Putin's activities means, the acts of Fed Chairman Powell, and prices rising affecting people. What we know is that the American gross domestic product is driven by consumers. Consumers who are facing rising costs. This will put money, as my colleagues have said, in the pockets of people, and they will turn around according to their priorities and spend it on what matters. And that means it's not just good for them, it is good for the whole California and American economy. This is why I feel in this time of great global instability, for the state of California, for the Democrats to stand up and say, there is a need, let's spend a little overhead to put money in people's pockets and let the engine of consumer spending support us all. This is the moment. So I'm very honored with my colleagues who've taken the lead on this. This is so vital to all Californians, and because of the scale of our state, it's vital to our nation and indeed the globe. Thank you very much. I just want to remark on how does this proposal fit in the larger context, right? Gas prices are up. That's already bad for people. Inflation is up. That's bad for people. You have Chairman Powell of the Federal Reserve increasing interest rates. That's going to drive price increases. All of that's new since Gavin Newsom floated the idea of a gas tax issue in January. Inflation, the action by the Federal Reserve, all of these things are driving costs upward. And we know that 70% of gross domestic product comes from consumer spending. And we know we're trying to get back to people being employed in their offices, working, pulling down a paycheck. And that spending promotes jobs. So to me, I actually think what Cooley has latched onto, which I strongly support, is an idea that takes all of these variables into play and spreads money broadly to get it in the hands of people who can individually decide how will that $400 affect me, my family, the best thing I can. And that means it's going to be sifting throughout the entire economy, supporting our economy. And with the conflict going on, we actually don't know where things unfold. So to me, it's like this is actually a very targeted conception of how to put money where it will have an impact. And I do think it responds to Putin, Powell, and prices climbing. Kind of hokey, but I think it lines up with all those things and puts dollars in the pocket where 70% of economic life is driven, and it creates jobs.